Thank you, Jeremy. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to be here. Thanks so much for your time. So my name's Matt Lipscomb. I'm the CEO of ImpulseLogic. I'm here today to talk to you about our exciting new platform that we've just launched into the market, our virtual replenishment manager. Before I start, I'd like to just give you a bit about our backgrounds. So unlike most tech CEOs, my background isn't actually in tech. I'm actually an experienced grocery retailer. I'm joined today by a number of members of my team who are also experienced retailers, having worked with John Lewis and Waitrose in the UK. So my personal career, the majority of which has been with Aldi. I was a store operations director for about 5 or 6 years, and then before I left the business, I was a group buying director for a year. Since then, I've worked in consulting roles for a variety of retailers. So as a team, we've really lived and breathed the challenges that we're trying to solve today as a team. So throughout my operations career, my key metric was availability. And despite all the sophistication, the supply chain from factory gates through various ports and DCs, the supply chain often ended abruptly at the back door of the store. And so often, even in a brilliantly run business, we fell short at the final hurdle of effective stock handling. And quite often that resulted in gaps on the shelves for customers, lost sales, frustrated customers, angry bosses. And we also found ourselves replenishing fresh stock too early just because it would fit out, merchandising long dates alongside short ones, resulting in high wastage. So we just weren't being smart with our replenishment. And many businesses that I've worked with, like, as I said at the outset, just didn't have the tools to solve the issue. We couldn't blame store teams. They just didn't have the tools to address the OSA challenges. And the solution very often at every level that I operated at in ops was to pile more expensive hours into the rota. And we wasted tens of millions of pounds on manual gap checks. We tried to force out stock that wouldn't go, often wheeling stock back into the warehouse with a cage that was 3/4 full. We didn't really have any thorough, detailed understanding of how the store replenishment teams were actually performing. It was often based on anecdotal views. And we didn't really, if we were honest, have any accurate visibility of actual on-shelf availability. We were often very reliant on spot check audits or estimates based on no stock movement. And a number of the businesses that I work with were very reliant on what their online pick fulfillment was as a metric to how they were performing. And we all know that the reality of the online pick at 6 a.m. doesn't reflect what customers see at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So where we fell short as retailers, we're absolutely determined to crack this challenge through tech. Our view as operators is that the biggest own goal you can have in ops is to have the stock in the building, but not out in front of customers. And the industry insight that we've gathered over the last 18 months has told us that about 40% of the out of stocks that occur within retail businesses are actually driven by this issue. So along with a team of really talented developers, we've built an in-store replenishment platform to address these challenges head on. And our aim is really, really simple. If the stock's in the building, we will deliver your on-shelf availability. And in doing so, we'll also deliver it efficiently by optimizing the journey from the truck to the shelf and eliminating the manual gap checking that is present in a lot of businesses still. We'll also deliver it consistently, both throughout the trading day and key trading periods, but also between stores. And we all know that's the biggest challenge, to give the customers a consistent experience, regardless of which of your stores they visit. So what the virtual replenishment manager does is it takes the knowledge and capability of the very best store managers and imparts that into the teams up and down the country throughout your store estate. So the platform then, it's a cloud-based application, which is compatible with devices you're likely already using in store. You can see here it's displayed on a Zebra device. It's a passive platform taking in a handful of data feeds, and it makes implementation really, really simple. The key point from our perspective is that it's completely configurable. It's very easy as an experienced operations director to think you have all the answers, but we've resisted the temptation as former retailers to suggest how your operating model might look. What we've done is made sure that our platform is configurable at every single decision point to ensure that we can work with any operating model, whether you're a high volume big box grocer or a specialist electrical retailer. Our platform can help you to deliver on-shelf availability. The summary then of what we do, we know there are many options in the market to alert you to out of stocks. our view as a business is, and we focus very hard on the fact that we are a proactive approach. So there are many options out there which are reactive that tell you you're out of stock, but our view as a business is that by then it's already too late. There's also lots of options which will tell you based on probability whether you're out of stock, but our proactive approach will give you replenishment alerts based on your actual stock holding. So from the point of delivery, we will assist you in efficient and effective stock handling, and based on your current out of stock position, we'll tell you which of your delivery units to prioritize so your staff aren't aimlessly pulling out the first cage that they come across. Throughout the trading day, we'll then send alerts to your store teams, telling them what to replenish, in what quantities, and in which geographical order as they work around the store. And our smart triggers will also alert you at the right time in the day based on your sales forecast. So this will just be as effective on the 23rd of December as it will be on a torrential day in May. So we also batch all of these pick and replenishment tasks together to ensure that you are replenishing at the most efficient time of the day. And as your store associates accept and action these tasks, we'll also help you to measure the individual performances of your teams, enabling comparisons between stores and between regions. And the aspect of the platform that excites me most as a former ops director is that we can give you a true picture of your actual OSA position across your store estate and not rely on the estimates or the self-reporting that is often the case in many businesses. So obviously we'd love to speak to you guys. We've only got a very short amount of time to pitch today. We think hopefully we covered the key points. There's obviously lots more to it that we'd like to cover. If you want to pick up the phone, give us a call. We'll be happy to get this into trial before your key Christmas trading starts. I'm joined by my CTO today, John Ward, who can answer any technical questions. And if there's anything you want to fire at us, please do so.
Great. Thank you very much for that. Look, Andre Van Binion is one of our judges. He's from Jumbo, Process Optimization Manager. Love to get your comments, Andre, and any questions that you might have for Matt or Dorian.
Yes, thank you, Matt, for your presentation. I was curious, your platform is connected to the devices on the store. How do the employee take part of your vision to reduce the out of stock on the shop floor? Do you provide them with training, or do you have other tools to connect to the employee?
Yeah, so it depends how the business wants to roll it out. Often businesses have their own in-house academies that want to deliver their own training material. We can produce training material. It's very straightforward, and the UI is super simple. We've revisited it over and over again to try and make it the most intuitive platform that we can. So that really depends on the view of the retailer, but we can accommodate whatever they want to do.
Okay, your return on investment, how is that? Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I mean, well, our view is that 40% of out of stocks that occur in a business are relate to stock that is typically in a building, and so each retailer have a good understanding of what their out of stocks are costing them from a lost sales perspective.
Yeah. Within Jumbo, it's €3 every day.
So our view is that we can look. You're never going to have 100% compliance of the platform. We accept that there's human error with anything, but if the platform is used correctly and there's lots of supervisory functions within there that I haven't covered, we can eliminate that 40% of the overall out of stocks. And so the individual retailers can calculate what that impact is to their balance sheet, and I'm sure we'll agree it's quite significant. So from an efficiency perspective, what we can do is prevent people working stock at the wrong times. And as I said at the outset, people wheeling stock backwards and forwards. We know that one of the tier 1 retailers in the UK that we were engaged with was spending more than £40 million a year wheeling stock backwards and forwards to the warehouse in the hope that it would go onto shelf. We can completely eliminate that by ensuring that the stock that leaves the warehouse only ever goes in one direction. So it's a much more smart approach to delivering replenishment within the store.
Yeah, oh, thank you.